Hello, my friends. Welcome back, or welcome to Thinking Differently with Kathy Rhodes. I'm Kathy. Thanks for joining us. Today's topic, I'm going to talk to you about something to avoid. Today, I want to encourage you to avoid anything that ends in OSE. Anything that ends in the letters OSE is sugar. Did you know that? Sugar. Sugar is sugar. Huh. So what ends in OSE? Well, we've got glucose, and then there's fructose. Oh, how about sucrose? That is actually glucose plus fructose. Then there's galactose. Have you ever heard of that? Well, have you heard of lactose? Lactose is in dairy, right? Lactose is actually glucose plus galactose. Oh, it's all sugar. It's all sugar. So let me tell you a little story about me and my life with sugar. I like sugar. I like ice cream. I like ice cream, pies, and cake, and not cake. I like cookies. I'm not really a cake fan. I like cookies. There's my sugar, right? I could do a candy bar, but ice cream is my thing. So last month, in the month of August, it was my birthday, and I've not had ice cream since April. Because I've been on this health journey, and the first thing that the doctor said is we're taking sugar out of your diet. All sugar, sweeteners, honey even, all of it, gone. So I've been really good and really diligent, and it's working, and I'm pleased with that. But it was August, it was my birthday, so I enjoyed my birthday weekend. For 2 days in a row, I chose my favorite ice cream. I got a Grasshopper ice cream drink one night, and then I think I got a mint M&M Blizzard from like Dairy Queen. So that wasn't even just ice cream. Well, it really wasn't ice cream. It was processed ice melt with candy. That was yummy. Yeah, well, let's just say over the weekend I put on 5 pounds. 5 pounds because of 2 nights of ice cream. I didn't have any cake. I didn't have anything. I had all of my normal protein and carbs and good fat. I had good meals, and then I had 2 nights of ice cream, and it was 5 pounds. My body did not start to regulate again until 4 days later. 4 days into the next week, finally I could feel my breathing getting back to normal, my heartbeat, my digestive tract. 4 days. Oh, that's not even the top of it. Those 5 pounds took me 3 weeks to finally get rid of. Was it worth it? The Grasshopper did taste really good, but really, is it worth it? Let's go back to the whole OSE names. So why? Why do we need to be avoiding all these sugars? Why do we need to avoid things that end in OSE? Well, for starters, sugar is cancer's food. Sugar is cancer's food. Go Google it. Go look it up. Go ask any doctor. When my husband had cancer 13 years ago, he had a PET scan. And that's where they pump sugar into his bloodstream. And they scan him while it's processing through his body. And wherever his body lights up on the scanner, well, that's cancer. The cancer is attacking the sugar because the sugar is its food. So if I don't eat sugar, I'm not feeding the cancer. Makes sense. Okay, why else? Well, sugar is also very addictive. And it's been said to be more addictive than heroin. Now, is that true? I'm not entirely sure. But let's just talk about the fact that it's addictive. I mean, do you ever sit down and eat one Oreo cookie? I don't. I eat a whole sleeve of Oreo cookies, and they're all dipped in milk, and it's a wonderful experience, right? Or do you have just one M&M? Oh no, I have a handful, and then I put it in a bowl, and I eat that throughout the day. The addiction, and I know for me, when I do have some sugar, my body and my mind really do want more. Like, give me more of all kinds of sugar, not just one kind of sugar. Well, here's what else sugar does to our body. It increases our cholesterol. It changes our breathing. Some people have asthma-like symptoms. I know I do. When I have sugar, my heart starts racing. It leads to insulin resistance. It leads to type 2 diabetes. I mean, this is all because of sugar. And here's what really got me. It increases inflammation in your body. That is exactly what my doctor found last April when she ran my blood work. She said, you're inflamed. That's why you've put on almost 30 pounds in 2.5 years and you're not doing anything different. You can't get rid of it. Your body's inflamed. And when your body's inflamed, it increases your risk of heart disease and stroke. I'm too young for that stuff to hit my body. So besides all that, there's also liver damage that could happen, and cognitive decline, and dental problems, right? And mood disorders, and weight gain, and there's a lot of damage that sugar can do to our body. So where is sugar? Well, it's in pretty much everything these days. It is the primary ingredient in processed foods. It's an ingredient that helps keep that food processed and lasting on your shelf for years sometimes. But let's just look at one very popular form of sugar in our soda. One soda a day is approximately 150 calories. Okay, so one soda a day, what they found is will help you add 15.6 pounds to your body throughout the year. If you have one soda every single day, you can pretty much guarantee you're going to gain over 15 pounds that year. Well, how do they calculate that? I'm glad you asked. So one can of soda a day is about 150 calories. Multiply that by 365 days in a year, and you get about 54,750 calories in a year. Divide that by 3,500 calories per pound. So if you eat or drink 3,500 calories more than you burn, you're going to gain a pound of fat. This is the first law of thermodynamics. That's the calculation that they get to 15.6 pounds a year gained when you drink a soda a day. I don't care if it's Mountain Dew or 7-Up or Coke or Diet. It's sugar. And it's a lot of chemical. I know my son, his dentist one time told him, I can tell you drink a lot of soda by your teeth. It's wearing away the enamel. We need to avoid the sugar. We need to understand truly what it is and where it is and how to avoid it. Now, the sugar I'm talking about is the extra stuff, okay? I'm not yet talking about the sugar or fructose within the fruit that we eat. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I'm talking about the sugar that we eat and consume in things like cakes and brownies and cookies and ice cream and candy bars. Lots and lots of sugar, right? The hidden sugars that, like I said earlier, in processed foods, I mean anything processed has sugar in it to maintain its ability to eat, if we want to call it that. We need to be more aware. We need to read the labels. If sugar is added to your food, it has to be in the label. Now, there's ways to hide it, like tough words we don't understand, fructose, glucose, galactose, whatever other oaths we want to talk about. Be mindful of it and understand it. Google it. We have that phone in our hand in the grocery stores. Google it right there. One of the biggest pieces or ingredients of sugar that I see a lot of is the high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup is manufactured, okay? It's processed. It is not good for us because of the sugar and the chemicals that's in it. You're going to find high fructose corn syrup in salad dressing, beef jerky, ketchup, crazy places that you wouldn't think would be this level of sugar. Watch out for it. If you were watching my video from last week, I talk about my grocery shopping trip looking for ketchup. The difference between organic and non-organic ketchup is high fructose corn syrup. I would rather see regular sugar in my ketchup, like you do see that in organic ketchup. I'd rather see regular sugar versus high fructose corn syrup. I don't need the extra chemicals or the extra process. So, other hidden areas that you may be unaware of. Chocolate. Okay, dark chocolate is good for us. Okay, dark chocolate's good, but how about all the other chocolates? Milk chocolate has sugar. Sweeteners. Sweeteners in hot drinks, like when you get things like lattes. The lattes are full of these extra sweeteners. I mean, honey is a sweetener. It's amazing. I was so amazed when I purged myself of the sweeteners, and I enjoy my tea without honey. I don't need it. Actually, this morning I had my morning drink, and I put in like a protein powder or something. And for the first time in a long time, I said, "Whoa, that is too sweet." I never say things are too sweet. Yeah, that my taste buds have changed, and that's the beautiful thing. They've changed, and they don't enjoy the sweets anymore. Okay, where else? Where else do we see the sweets? Energy drinks have those hidden sweeteners. There are things that we can have safely, like stevia or honey, but I already talked about just trying to purge off of that. Safely, kind of go off of your 10% rule. 10% of your daily calories could be sweeteners of some sort. So make that the good stuff, like honey or pure maple syrup or coconut sugar. Coconut, anything's awesome. Go for the coconut sugar, not the processed sugar. According to the different recommendations, there's a daily fructose level that's recommended for non-diabetics, and it's about 25 grams of fructose sugar a day. That's coming from your real fruits. Okay, maybe it's from your honey, your maple syrup if you need a little of that sweetener. But 25 grams a day for a non-diabetic, 15 grams a day for a diabetic. So be wise. Be wise in what you're choosing. I have a chart in front of me that I'm going to read for you here in a minute. It's a fructose consumption chart. I recommend you Google it. What it is it's listing all kinds of different fruits and what is their fructose level by grams. So from low to high, the lowest fruit that you can eat is a lime. A lime has 0 fructose. Lemon has 0.6 grams of fructose in one medium lemon or lime, okay? Cranberries, 1 cup of cranberries. I love cranberries, that tartness. 1 cup of cranberries is 0.7 grams, not much. All your berries are in the 3-4 range, cherries included, and it's all about a cup, or a medium-sized kiwi is 3.4. Cantaloupe is 2.8, and that's just an eighth of the cantaloupe, not the whole thing. Half a grapefruit is 4.3. Okay, so now we're getting into the 4s, the 5. A peach is 5.9. When we start adding these together, we're very quickly going to get to 25 grams in a day. Be aware of the higher end fructose fruits. Mango is the highest on the list. 1 medium mango is 16.2 grams of fructose. That's half your daily allowance. For some people, that's even over. If you're diabetic, that's over your daily allowance. Here's the one that got me, though. Grapes. Grapes and raisins. They both recommend 1 cup, and they will give you about 12.4 grams of fructose. Now, when it comes to grapes, I've never grabbed a cup and just eaten a cup of grapes. I eat a bowl of grapes. Well, that might be 3 cups of grapes. Gosh, that's over my daily allowance. This is where we got to be careful, right? It's like eating an apple. Maybe I'll have 2 apples. Well, an apple is 9.5 grams of fructose. Be wise in what you choose throughout your day. Make sure you're aware of it. We can't be ignorant of this. The manufacturers, they're not watching out for us. Okay, they're not making sure we're staying healthy. That's up to us. We need to start thinking differently about sweets. Here are 3 things that I've really had to learn, and I guess they were revelations for me, ways to think differently about sweets. The first one is maybe the sweets are only meant for celebrations. Kind of like back in the olden days, they only made a cake for the birthday. They only ate Christmas cookies on Christmas Day. Maybe I can save my sweet tooth for the celebrations. Here is how it's going to affect my holiday baking. I used to, actually, all my years past, I start baking the day after Thanksgiving. I will make our favorite cookies. I'll make multiple batches. I'll put them into these beautiful tins. And every day between December 1st and Christmas Day, I sneak 1 or 2. So I'm eating cookies all month long. Maybe I should bake my cookies Christmas Eve and only have 1 or 2 on Christmas Day. And not make 3, 4, 5 batches. Instead, just make 1 batch of cookies. Yeah, that is thinking differently. Oh. Okay, here's the second thing that I've had to kind of learn to think differently about. My favorite latte drink my favorite morning warm hot drink. I mean, it's not hot chocolate anymore. It's a chai tea latte or whatever frothy thing that Starbucks has. Maybe it should not be a weekly or daily splurge. Maybe it should be one a month, maybe one a quarter. Maybe I need to learn how to make it myself and ease off of some of the sweeteners. Maybe I can use almond milk as my frothy part instead of whatever sugar processed frothiness all the other restaurants make. It's thinking differently, right? Okay, here's the third. Here's the third thing that I've done to think differently. I have some really good recipes for sweetbreads, like banana bread, or the Amish cinnamon bread, or orange cranberry streusel bread. Oh, yum. Well, they're not exactly created with healthy ingredients. So I reached out to my friend, Mr. ChatGPT. I call him Winston. I reached out to him and I said, hey, I've been on this wellness journey. I'm trying to eliminate the non-organic food and I'm eliminating gluten from my diet. So can you please help me recreate this recipe with healthier ingredients? And he said, sure. I put in the actual recipe and he spit out a conversion. Now, there were two conversions for banana bread. One had almond flour in it, and the other one had a 1-to-1 baking flour that was gluten-free. So I made two batches. I made one of each, and I decided I don't like the almond flour. It was too dense when it came out. I like the 1-to-1 baking flour instead. And that's going to happen. When you start converting some of your favorite recipes, you might find that you just got to try it a few times because maybe it's not exactly meeting what you wanted. So you have to play with it. But have you reached out to your ChatGPT? Have you asked to do a quick conversion? It's pretty magical. All right, a few other resources. You know what? I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm not in the medical field at all. I'm just sharing with you my wellness journey. I'm sharing with you my struggles, what's been working for me, what revelations I've had, what things I just didn't know, and how I'm thinking differently. But there's other resources out there that you might enjoy as well. So if you have Amazon Prime, there is a video out there called The Sugar Film. Actually, I think it's called That Sugar Film. It's free with Prime membership, okay? Otherwise, it might be a few dollars if you don't have Prime membership. This 1-hour movie shows this journey a gentleman took. This was a young, healthy man, fit, exercised every day, ate healthy, and he went on a sugar diet for 3 months. A sugar diet. Now, I'm not talking about like spoonful of sugar and ate a lot of cake and brownies and cookies. Not that. He just went to the process section of a grocery store and bought food for his lunches. The hamburger helper and pizzas and chicken nuggets, or all of the tater tots, all of that. That's what he did for 3 months with his doctor right alongside. They were running blood work. It was really amazing to see what that did to his body in just 3 months. We need to be aware. We need to be knowledgeable. One of my other podcast episodes, number 111, is another episode where I talked a lot about sugar. So there's other resources out there. Check it out. There's a lot of good books out there that really enhance our knowledge and understanding. So my health challenge that I have for you this week is when you're in the grocery store, read the labels. Just turn the package over and just read what's in it. First of all, do you know and understand the ingredients that's in that item? Can you read the word? Can you define the word yourself? If you can't, look it up. If you can't, maybe you shouldn't be buying it. But read the labels, choose organic, choose something with less sugar. You can do it. There's options out there. We just can't take whatever's at eye level, and we can't take possibly what we've always bought in the past. Is this challenging? Is this challenging your thinking? I hope so. I hope it is, because like I said, we need to take charge of our health. Nobody else cares about us as much as we do. So my friends, take the challenge this week and take charge of your health. I want you all to be healthy. We'll feel so much better. I'll see you next week. I hope this topic has challenged you to think differently as you strive to grow from success to world class. Please follow this podcast, share it with your friends, and follow me and Unity Consulting on all social platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. and our website, unityconsultingllc.com. I look forward to connecting with you next time to challenge your habits so that you are more efficient and fully empowered.